refuses to get a new telly, and it is driving me mad.
Why do you care?
Because he keeps on going, do you know a sound engineer who can get a Sony RF transmitter that came out in the 90s? Have they got like an engineer who can get me a... No, just buy a new telly. Stop being an idiot.
Yeah.
His telly's
Welcome
like tiny.
to the Luke and Pete Show.
Stop being an idiot and buy a new telly. It's the advice we can all hang our hats on. Certainly where our friends from Toshiba are concerned.
Toshiba are not sponsoring the show.
Well, I'll mention them anyway.
Presents,
right.
Although I did meet Toshiba Dave earlier for a coffee. So.
Well, there you go. So... Well, you seem pretty down on Toshiba Dave right now. What did he say to you?
No, I was very happy to see
there you
him.
go then.
Toshiba Dave is one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones.
Who picked up the coffee for the bill for the coffee? Was it Toshiba Dave or was it you?
It was free from the kitchen down there.
Well, there we go. Well, I don't really know where that leaves us.
I don't think that he should get presence on one of the world's foremost podcasts.
Foremost shit-posting podcast.
Yeah, for the price of a coffee that he didn't even pay for. But like I said, I love Toshiba Dave. He's one of my faves. He's great.
Yeah, one of the fave Daves.
He's a fave Dave. He's a fave Dave.
Could you rank top 5 Daves in your life?
Yeah, I probably could. So I put Toshiba Dave in there just because it would be rude to not include him now.
No.
I would say Dave
Reserve
Watson.
list.
One of my best friends growing up, Dave Watson.
Yeah.
Good lad. Lives in Exeter now. Works as an aircraft mechanic.
Okay.
Nice fella.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen him for years. Would love to catch up with him again.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, who else? You've got a mate called Dave, haven't you?
Dave Shine. He wouldn't be up there.
Dave Shine. No, fair enough.
He wouldn't be up there, no.
I think I've met him a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's all right.
I'll tell you what I'll do, actually.
He's in the Navy. He retired from the Navy and then immediately got posted to Germany for some reason. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either.
No.
So I'd go Dave Cartledge, of course.
Cartledge, DC.
Got to be in there.
Nice.
I'd go David Clark, my old friend Clarky from school. Nice fella. He actually sent me a message the other day of a photograph of him with a lovely moustache and a bald head. He looked a bit like the Iron Sheik.
Nice. Are you looking through your phone for Daves that you've got?
I am.
Right,
I am.
Okay, I see.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's a problem because a lot of people who've worked on my house in the past have been called Dave. So I've got quite a lot of people who fix stuff in my phone as Dave.
Finally, for now, I would go with Dave Cronin, who is now a bus driver, but used to be one of the UK's foremost music managers.
Lovely.
Used to manage At the Drive-In.
Brilliant.
Used to manage Ash. Used to manage Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Hello, we're Ash. That's how Ash used to conduct their stage. Hello, we're Ash.
Yeah.
They used to conduct their stage behaviour in 1998. Hello, we're Ash. That was the only badinage you got from them.
I rate that.
They were quite young, I suppose, weren't they?
I've said this to you before. Depending on the type of music, I prefer the artists I go to see live to not say anything at all.
Let's talk more rock. No, but do you not want them to deliver some really tepid sort of stand-up to which everybody absolutely shits their pants over?
Yeah. I don't really, so one of the bands I managed back in the day was a kind of new wave. They looked a bit like goths.
Right.
But they were more kind of new wavy. And they look cool. Like they used to spend a lot of time over their hair. They dressed properly, all the rest of it, right?
Nice.
And it used to, and then when they walked on stage and started playing, it looked and sounded fucking brilliant, right?
Yeah.
And what I always used to say to the lead singer is, stop making shit jokes after like the third song. It just completely destroys the myth.
I completely agree.
You're a rock and roll band.
Yeah.
And in the folk tradition, for example, some people would argue, I think, that the chat in between the songs, the storytelling in between songs, is almost as important as the songs themselves.
No.
And that's part of that culture.
Yeah.
But not in New Wave.
Not in New Wave, for crying out loud.
No.
Yeah, you sort of, you lose cool points, don't you? Very few people can kind of, you have to be very famous before you start busting out, your James Blunt humorous jokes.
Agree. James Blunt's very good on Twitter. Some would say he's better on Twitter than he is a songwriter.
Exactly, that's right.
Oh, by the way, I forgot about Patonk Dave. I should include Patonk Dave.
Patonk Dave, of course. Yes, that's right, yeah.
Would you be interested in kind of introducing a new Dave into your life?
Who's
your favourite
capacity.
Dave? Who's your standout Dave?
Well, I have to say Dave Shine, the man in the Navy, don't I?
You said he's not going to be in the top 5.
I said he wouldn't be in your top 5.
No, not in mine, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he in yours?
Yeah, I guess he'd have to be. He would have to be, I suppose.
Is he the big guy who played for Perfidious Albion?
No, he's kind of my size.
Dave's
kind
up. You say Dave's up all the time.
He's at Dave's up.
Oh, that was Dean. That was Dean.
Right. Okay. No,
Dean's
no,
up,
no, that wasn't him. I don't know who that Dean was, to be
Yes,
honest.
you do. Big guy.
A mysterious Dean has entered the fray.
As Peter Andre said.
That's Peter Andre.
You used to say Dean's up or Dean's head, or Dean's up or something.
Wasn't it? Not Leave It. What was his name? Mark Scott. His name was.
Oh, that's it, Mark Scott. Sorry,
and it sounded like Mark Scott. So you're like, well, Mark's got it or Mark Scott. I don't know why you would say such kind of, why you would use both of the words.
What would be your top 3 shouts while you're playing an organised game of 11-a-side, Pete? What would you say?
And
then what would you say mine were?
Keepers is up there, isn't it? Like which ones I'm shouting?
Yeah.
I'm not really a shouter. I will be rather snivelling and admit to the closest opposition player that the referee got the call wrong in our favour. Like a little
that is absolutely pathetic stuff.
To try and curry favour, to sort of say, look, he might have been shit at football, that lad, but I tell you what, he was lovely, and he played with a straight bat. They would say.
You wouldn't shout anything, no?
I wouldn't shout anything. I'm not really a shouter, to be honest.
What would I shout when you played with me?
Everything under the sun, I imagine. I wish you'd have been there when that man cleared me out and has fucked up my ankle for about a year and a half. I wish you were there to defend me there.
Yeah, I'd have taken him out. I'd have made sure the injury he suffered would be much worse than yours.
Good.
And that is a Luke Moore guarantee, by the way.
Yeah. I couldn't walk today. My ankle was like, I was trying to walk. I was having a 2-miler with the dog quite early on. So I dropped my car off to get the bumper repainted because it is fucked, and it's a big car in it. And I went, all right, Sammy, we'll go for a 2-mile walk. Maybe approaching 3.
It's like a half-an-hour walk.
Yeah, but for us, it's on a hot.
Sam's only got little legs, hasn't he?
He's only got little legs, for crying out loud. Yeah. Although I'm watching him now, and he's literally sat in the fucking sunshine. Like, dogs are like, you shouldn't be sitting in the sunshine if you're a dog, because, but he just loves sunbathing. Little mentalist.
He'd be all right, wouldn't he?
I don't know, man. Like, you've got to be careful with dogs because they're covered in fur and that, and it is rather a hot day, though it is rather windy.
What I find for my cats is when it's a hot day, they slow right down. They don't do anything. They just lie down. Yeah. That's all they do. Would Sammy be kind of enthusiastic about a walk?
Yeah. He loves a walk. He loves anything, really. He's 3 years old. Everything's great when you're 3, I would say. Yeah.
It's true, absolutely. Yeah. So my shouts in football would be quite arch stuff.
Who's got the packet in?
Yeah, exactly that. I do that a lot. Yeah. The best ever shouts were Big Pavs, though, weren't they?
Yeah, he was very good at that sort of thing. He taught us so many.
Me running after a ball. Fuck me, it's a slug with asthma. Nice. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, disrespectful for both the sluggists and the asthmatics as well. Isn't it?
Get that slug in the fucking salt pot. Say that as well.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, what's been new with you, Peter? What's been going on? I was just looking at my recent recordings, and last time we met, we talked about the Bayeux Tapestry quite a lot, I think. But we do have a Thames Water update, by the way, don't we?
We do have a Thames Water update. Actually, do we? What's happened in Thames Water's updates?
I think there's talk that it's going to be folded.
Yes, I believe. Oh, yeah, that's been rattling on. No, but I think it might have been made.
I think it might be made official.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We can't make a success of a business that you have to buy from us that everyone needs. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's just
how does that work? Do we give them money or just lose the money that just becomes nationalised and we become
the water then becomes officially ownerless. So what you can do is go and collect as much water as you want, and it can be yours
wherever it comes from. Yeah.
And you can keep it.
Are you allowed hosepipe bans get stuffed? I'm allowed to use as much of this as I like. If I get it out of the ground, it's mine.
What I would do is I would basically essentially kind of grab as much water as you can and then just try and sell it. Buckets of water £1. Buckets of water £1.
Waterman.
I'm a little
waterman.
I'm a waterman. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, this has reminded me. So I posted a tweet. Do you post a tweet? I think you do.
Yeah,
you post.
I think so. Yeah, post. Yeah, you click the word.
You
click the word post.
Bruno's nodding along enthusiastically, and he's a young man, so I'll take his word for it. I posted a tweet, and I'd like to read it to you, Peter, if you don't mind. Because I'd be interested in your thoughts on it because it did get a little bit of traction. Not the one about David Icke. I posted a tweet saying that I don't think you should be able to reserve a table in a pub, and certainly not for a big game. Do your doggies and respect the tradition. Get there early or defer to the proper pub types and stand near the bogs as befitting your fair weather pub status. What do you think about that?
Well, I believe you took a little bit of abuse on,
a few strays, always do. But I had a few experienced pubsmen getting in touch with me saying, couldn't agree more. Someone called Sam replied saying, couldn't agree more. This absurd post-COVID table reservation stress has almost completely destroyed my verve as a pubsman.
But it almost kind of like means that you can't like turn up with a group of friends. Like you go into a pub most evenings and every table is taken up, 6 o'clock, 6:30, and nobody ever turns up on time. That's the most annoying thing.
I hate it. That's not what a pub is. It's not a restaurant.
No, it's not a restaurant. No. Yeah, I know a lot of them have aspirations. I do agree with that, but then also, on the flip side, I'm going to drive over to wee Al's house this evening.
Where does he live?
He lives in Holloway. So
You're driving from Leigh-on-Sea to Holloway?
Well, I thought that I thought we might be doing something. So I got a babysitter, and the babysitter went, "Do you still need me?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, go on then." so I drove over. So I'm going to drive over there. But and you really can't play fast and loose with the drink driving rules on an England evening. The only time that I've ever seen, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed now. So I'm gonna have. I think I'm allowed one fizzy ant, and that's it. Over 2 hours. You lose you at an hour, so I think you'll be all right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so that's what I'm going to be doing. But I was sort of thinking, maybe I could just go to a pub. Maybe I could get a place in a pub. But I was like, I know it's really hard to have a reliable place to watch football. I think that's why our kind of watch-alongs were so successful. It's really hard to find a place to do that sort of thing and have a reliably good experience unless you really, really know the pub really well. So
yeah,
but thinking of booking a chair or a table, anything closer than a week away is just a bit of a lottery, really, isn't it? And I'd rather just watch it at home with my Al.
Yeah, do you think the pub should be, if you want a table, get there early?
Yeah,
simple as that.
But how many have you got? If one person turns up, have you got there should be seats, and if you get there quick enough, you have the seats that are in question. You know what I mean? If there's four of you have to turn up at a time, and you've got to take that. I mean, it's an arse on. What's your policy on moving chairs from one table to another?
I would say no tables can be moved.
Right.
And there needs to be an associated amount of chairs for each table.
Right.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
And I'd say if you want a table in my pub for the football, get there early because it's the best of both worlds for me. If you start thinking, oh God, I need to get there 4 hours before kickoff to get a table, then I'm hoovering up those sweet beer profits.
Yeah, it's a good point actually. Yeah.
And I just think far too often you've got people booking a table for a football match who don't ever go to the pub, and they'll turn up at fucking 7:30, and the game will kick off at 8. They'll have 1 pint, they'll nurse it, and they'll go home again. And I think if you want to go to the pub and have 1 pint, that's fine, but you shouldn't be able to book a table because I think it's disrespectful to the experienced pubsmen who keep the pubs afloat.
But do you not think that they would even regard you getting involved in the debate because you're not an experienced pubsman?
No, I am an experienced pubsman. I'm a lapsed experienced pubsman.
A lapsed experienced pubsman. So do you get the table shout before everybody else then?
No, but I want it to be made absolutely clear that I am perfectly comfortable in a pub environment. I'm not someone who I'll tell you what you can do. You can tell if someone's a pubsman or not. Great litmus test if someone's a pubsman or pubswoman, not being gender specific here. It's just pubsman is a pleasing word to say, so that's why we're saying it. But pubs person doesn't sound as good. If you arrange to meet someone, and it's just two of you at the pub, and the person who gets there first, do they go in and just order a pint and stand at the bar like a pubsman, or do they stand outside nervous waiting for the other person to turn up? And if it's the latter, you're not a pubsman.
Okay, fair.
What would you do?
I completely agree. I'd wait outside.
Why? Just go and get a pint.
Just go and get a pint, for crying out loud.
Would you ever feel comfortable just having a pint at the bar on your own?
The pint, yeah, I would. But the pints only get better. The pints only get better. The pint in your mind gets better the longer you've got to wait for it. Because sometimes I'll be going into London and I'll be like, right, I'm really thirsty, but if I get a bottle of water now, that's going to reduce how good the first pint is.
Nice thinking.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a pain if you ask me.
I think that first pull on that first pint after a hard day's work is a nice pull.
I can see off most of a pint on the first pint. It's just that's a bad look. It's a bad look.
No, I think that's impressive. I'm impressed by that. I remember whenever I used to go, not very often, but I have done it, drinking with Big Al Brazil back in the day. He would have a sip of a pint and like upwards of half the pint would be gone.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. But I can really see that off.
I remember sitting there looking at him going, he's opened his throat to get that down there quick.
To take that down.
What kind of entertainment will be on display at Al's then? What kind of foods are you going to put on?
Oh, little Punch and Judy show, I imagine. I imagine it'll be pasta based. Al loves a bit of pasta. He might order in a pizza, you never know. But I don't think it'll be... I mean, bearing in mind I just invited myself around to his house, I'll probably have to be in charge of the food as it comes in. But yeah.
But he's a guy who got so pissed he stood out queuing outside his own toilet for half an hour.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that bad, and I certainly won't be joining him on that because, as I said,
you'll be driving back.
I'll be driving back, and the only time anyone I know has ever been stopped was fresh after the Euros loss against Italy.
But your friends shouldn't be drink driving, Peter. First and foremost.
My friend wasn't drink driving; it was Sarah, and she wasn't drink driving.
Oh, okay, but she got stopped.
So that's the only time she got sort of stopped.
Oh, I see. Okay, right, yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
I think it's fair enough. I'll be watching at home. We're recording this at the time, by the way, just so people know, we're recording this before the England-Argentina game.
That's right, yes.
Which is why we're saying this. But I would certainly be watching. I get quite, I just don't really, I mean, having said that, I do feel like I'm a lapsed but experienced pubsman, but I don't really like watching football in the pub that much, if it's a game I really care about.
I certainly don't like watching it drunk, which pubs tend to do to me. I think when
bloody enablers, aren't they?
I know, right? When I watched all the matches I've watched. So I've watched all the group stages at 40 Foot Brewery, and I very much enjoyed that. But I was more drunk than I needed to be, I think. And then we had where did I watch the Dr. Congo match? I can't remember now. I watched that somewhere. I think I might watch. No, I watched that in my back garden. That was okay. But you're always kind of, if you're not watching it in your front room with your own telly, you are just making compromises left, right, and centre. You feel like if you're hosting, you've got to run around with drinks and stuff and handing out cans of stuff, and then so the last match I watched was round my neighbour David Bartlett, his big Aldi inflatable screen and a cheap projector, and it worked for most of the time. But the problem is it was quite windy on the day, so the projector kept doing like a Japanese sort of bow. every few seconds, and which
it's respectful of the competition.
I know, which pissed off a couple of other neighbours who just left without saying.
Did they?
Anything.
How bad was it though? How bad was it?
It was borderline watchable at times, but sometimes it was okay. But it just made me laugh.
Stayed out of social politeness, presumably.
Oh yeah, hugely, and I was involved in wiring the
so
speaker up as well.
Fault. Yeah,
so I'd brought around some wires that I wanted returned. So no, it was that was okay. So I do sort of think the best one was Mexico, 2 a.m. watching it with my partner, and I'd made some absolutely disgusting Doritos dip with mayonnaise and lemon juice and a bit of garlic. Horrible, absolutely disgusting.
What, you got out of bed for that?
I got out of bed for that. And ate some Doritos.
And you ate some really horrible, breathy food.
Yeah.
And then went back to bed again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, correct. What? You didn't eat anything when you got up for the Mexico match?
No, I stayed in bed.
Stayed in bed.
I'll tell you what I did.
You were asking to fall asleep at half time then. That's a nightmare. No,
I was in the
terrible
spare room.
technique.
I was in the spare room and I...
That's why you sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're naughty.
My mum's house. I had the laptop there, ready to go. Mm-hmm. I had it all planned out, and at 5 to 1, which is when it was originally going to kick off, I opened the laptop, ready to go. Seen it had been delayed by an hour, closed it again, went back to sleep, set the alarm for 5 to 2, did exactly the same thing, got it open, spent about the first 15 minutes feeling like absolute shit.
Yeah.
And then finally got into it. But I didn't move out of the bed.
Right.
There's no way I'm getting food at that time. That's horrible. Why would you do that? I'm not hungry at 2 a.m.
I'm watching football.
Were you hungry though? Were you actually hungry?
Yeah, I could have eaten the Doritos. I mean, the dip was terrible, but you know.
Did the dogs get up as well?
Yeah, Sammy got up because I was eating Doritos. That's why.
I bet. Did you do a little test of whether it was you eating the Dorito or Sammy eating the Dorito?
I didn't know. That's an old ramble trope.
You should have. Absolutely. By the way, quick follow up on some earlier stuff we talked about. You mentioned you were fascinated by how Chairman Mao got his haircut.
Right, yeah, okay.
Can you just remind people of how he got his haircut?
He would just walk around the room and people would have to follow him, snapping away, cutting away.
Which is basically what happened with my son's haircut the other day.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
would sit still 5 seconds. But apparently, according to producer Bruno, take a bow, producer Bruno, like Pete's neighbour's TV screen, Mao's barber was known as Big Beard Wang.
Big Beard Wang. Well, he probably didn't have time to cut his own beard, did he?
So I guess,
Probably,
but you think he's perfectly positioned to do it. He's not cutting Mao's hair all the time, is he?
I guess being big as well does help, I suppose, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's kind of, that's like, it means that you've got like a bit more of a vantage point to get hold of that.
But if I Google Big Beard Wang, what's coming up is not what I expected to come up.
Right, okay. What's he got?
There's all sorts of stuff going on.
There's all sorts of stuff.
Another bit of admin. When we talked about the guy who runs the outdoor company Columbia.
That's right, yes, okay.
Who said that he would give the entire company to any flat earther who could take a photo of the edge of the world. Well, apparently a lot of them have come back at him saying they can't actually do that because it's beyond the ice wall that surrounds the world.
Nice.
And according to the most widely spread version of this flat earth theory, NASA is guarding that wall, and some people believe that beyond the ice wall are more secret continents.
Secret continents. Oh, that's what we need, isn't it? There's always something, isn't there? There's always something. They're guarding secret continents. What? Why aren't we moving there? Isn't there a solution? Maybe they've got even worse. Maybe they're having an even worse time. The worst continents.
They're too secret. What if their world is our heaven?
Maybe that. Yeah. Maybe they've got great. Yeah. Maybe there's just a procession of ice-walled worlds that are flat, just having a great time, and just the worlds just get progressively worse. The more right you go, the more left you go.
Which way would you go though? Right or left?
Oh, I don't know. Depends on how big the ice wall is, I suppose. Whatever the shortest ice wall is, I'd be right over it.
But when if a flat earth person, say, circumnavigates the world, which some of them must have done, and they end up back where they started, what do they think's happening?
What do you mean? As in, like,
because if they think the earth is a flat, like, disc, and then obviously it's not, it's a sphere, so they go round the world looking for the edge, and they end up back where they started again because that's how the world is. What do they think's happening? Do you understand the question?
I don't think they really sort of. I think that kind of mentality doesn't really sort of listen to what anyone's saying. Do you know what I mean?
They'll think of a reason, won't they?
They'll think of a reason why it fits into whatever they were talking about earlier, I suppose.
Or don't even you have to believe that Australia's fake and that all the people who are there are actors, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
you have to believe that as well.
Seems like a strange project. One would suggest.
And importantly, it's worth remembering the Flat Earth Society believes that the sun and the moon are spherical, but the Earth is a disc.
Right? Why have they gone for that?
They just think the
Why
Earth
have they gone for that?
They think
stuck
the
in that.
Earth is flat.
They've been ground down so far
really.
that they're just like, well, all right, fine. You can have the moon and the sun being spherical.
At the risk of sounding unfair to you, which of course I wouldn't regularly do, Peter.
Right.
It reminds me a bit of when you get into positions in arguments and have to keep doubling down until there's nowhere left to go.
We've not had an argument in ages, so you don't know what I'm like. You don't know what the new improved Pete Donaldson is like.
Oh, have you got some new tactics? Have you had the software update?
Just have a cry. Just start openly weeping until people just sort of leave the room, really.
You used to wet yourself, didn't you?
I'll just say, can I have the room, please? And then it just stops. Can I have
That's
the room,
a really
please?
nice tactic, actually. A really intense, like, negotiation
power move,
argument. Yeah.
Can I have the room, please?
Sorry. Can you please just give me some grace and some understanding and may I just have the room for a while? And make them all leave.
Yeah. And then just put on Netflix.
Just get on with your day. Yeah. Just get on with your day.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dave, what was the last big argument we had? Can't really remember.
I can't really
It's probably your fault, though.
Probably. Sounds like it, doesn't it?
It's going to be your fault, whatever
Sounds
it was.
like it. Yeah.
Probably eating in the studio. But then you did a skit the other day where you drank a whole can of beer in the studio, and I enjoyed that. So
as I said, it's like smoking it's like smoking on the stage. You're allowed to do it if it's part of the production.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Fine. Is that why you've written this new ramble sketch involving
about me eating whatever I want? Eating Deliveroo Donaldson, I call myself, and I Deliveroo stuff to the middle of the show.
I know you can eat buffet coming up.
Yeah,
oh, mate.
Exactly.
I'll tell you something. I am excited for this game tonight, but it's going to be pretty irrelevant talking about it because the guys, by the time they hear it, it's going to be long gone, isn't it? So, But it's very hard when
I
we're
know.
recording prereqs because of this, and then we can't get that stuff off our mind because.
Well,
that's
I've
the one
sort of
thing I'll
listened
think
to
about.
I've listened to a live ramble and then a non-live ramble today.
What do you think of the live one? You weren't on it. Did you like it?
It's good. I was on my little bike because my asthma's crap again. So I was
not
on
the
my little
asthma
bike to
again.
try and improve it. I'm sick of it. Just pull me. Can I get a lung transplant at 45? Can they just
I'd
give
love
me
to
one?
put you in one of those big iron lungs. Would you take that now if you were offered it?
Would it make me feel better? Probably.
So your partner
does.
your partner you have access to has to wheel you around in the big iron lung.
They always look quite happy. The iron lung guys.
They don't do iron
can they-
lungs anymore, do they?
No, I think the last one left. Couldn't the last one left quite recently? It was kind of like, what do they do? What do they do with all those iron lungs? Could I find like a reconditioned, rubber gasket replaced iron lung just to hang out with in for a little while?
You can get lung transplants. I'd never really considered that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do they leave is it like the other transplants? Do they leave the other lungs in?
Maybe it's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't think you've got the most compelling case for a lung transplant though.
No.
Which seems to be, I've got asthma and it's mildly annoying. That doesn't seem to be a compelling case for a lung transplant, does it? I don't think it's going to rocket you to the top of the queue.
No. I bet I start laying it on thick then.
Well, hang on a minute. Bruno's typing something about lung transplants. Let's wait and see what he says. The last US patient of polio and an iron lung just died, apparently.
There we go.
Oh, sad. I'm sorry to hear that, Bruno. Thanks for letting us know, though.
Thanks, mate. Brazil got a. Speaking of Brazil, he got a replacement liver. Was it quite recently? So he should be.
Yeah, he
allowed.
did.
So I think I should be allowed to get whatever I need as well. Because I've never smoked,
Well-
so my lungs should be primo lungs.
We don't. Well, if I'm going to be absolutely fair, I mean, I don't think we know the circumstances around Alan's liver transplant.
Yeah,
First of all,
Alan's
he
liver
might-
Alan Brazil's liver transplant. A sentence
might
that
have-
has been said for decades.
But he might have paid for it.
Can you pay for it? I don't think you can pay for it in this
All
country.
right, give me that liver.
Give me that liver. For crying out loud.
Here's 100 grand.
It is
That liver.
100 grand. It'd be more than that, wouldn't it? Oh, it'd be more than that. I can see me getting involved in a little GoFundMe. If you want more of me,
Also,
give
Alan.
me some money.
Also, Alan's. Can I say this? Probably not. Alan's had an illness, hasn't he?
Alan's had an illness.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
An addiction.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. If we're going down that route, fine. But I mean,
people are doing that, aren't they? Unless it suits their agenda to not do that, aren't they? Sometimes
It's
people
true.
say it's an illness because it suits their agenda, and sometimes they want to make a point about something else, so they don't say
some
that.
people. Sometimes you have 2 glasses of wine, your podcast bad for 2 days afterwards. So
Was it
you know,
with
it's just
Steven
that's the way it is.
Bartlett 3 glasses of wine? Was it?
it was a time having 3 glasses of wine.
felt
To be honest,
worse.
that
I
if you're
podcasted worse.
if you're genuinely worried about that sort of thing and are willing to talk about it, to the nation like that, I think probably 3 glasses of wine is excessive for Steven Bartlett. You know what I mean? I think that's, if you're going to be worried about that sort of thing, I think 3's too many. To be quite frank.
But in the words of Bunk from The Wire, it just makes me sad, motherfucker, how far we done fell. because when we were kids, we had rock stars. They were doing whatever. You know, they were Ozzy Osbourne used to drink a bottle of Jack Daniels every night,
Yeah.
and he didn't
Was that an
complain about
illness?
it as far as I remember.
He did. He said, delicious.
Yeah, can I have some
Thank you
more,
very
please?
much. Can I have some
Yeah.
more, please? Delicious.
Yeah, and I'm not
Great.
condoning that as a lifestyle, but I just think there's an
No.
honesty about it. I'm a rock
It's-
star. That's what rock stars do. And then you got Bartlett. Now people have got Bartlett to look up to. My biggest concern about Bartlett isn't the old conspiracy theory nonsense, the medical misinformation, the generally making young people feel bad about themselves because they're not capable of doing what he does, and he makes it very clear. My biggest personal complaint is just how fucking dull it is. It's just so dull.
Yeah.
How can you have such a big empire and such a big fucking impact and footprint without having actually ever done anything interesting? Like, the most interesting thing he claims is that he built up a business that really normal people don't even really know what it is, and then sold it for loads of money that wasn't actually as much money as he claimed it was. And that's the most interesting thing that puts him in the position. I mean, that would be, in generations gone by, the most boring thing anyone could do. If you were like a kid when we were growing up, and what do you want to do? Oh, I want to build up a business and then sell it. Oh, fuck off! No one wants to do that. What are you talking about? don't you want to be a footballer or like an astronaut or a fucking rock star or something? Like everything, even the most interesting stuff that he talks about is still really boring. And yet we're supposed to, young people are supposed to aspire to it. I think it's truly depressing. Yeah.
Well, we will agree with that until the end of the Luke and Pete show run, one would suggest, because we've got no appetite for that sort of caper, to be quite frank.
Just be normal.
Be normal.
No, don't be normal, actually. Don't, because that is actually arguably representing an abnormal version of normality. Don't be normal. Be interesting. Right. Be interested.
Be interested.
Be safe. Be Steven Bartlett.
Be Steven Bartlett safe, for crying out loud. Say it solid. Right, let's get out of here. This has been the Luke and Pete Show. We'll be back on Thursday, the 23rd of July. Look after yourselves. And whatever you choose to do with your lives, do it interestingly, as Luke has asked you to do.
You've got one life.
Right?
You've got one life, guys.
Live it.
Live,
You've got one life,
love,
live it.
laugh.
Live, long, love.
Love, laugh.
Love-ling, love.
It's gin o'clock.
It's gin o'clock. Big beard wang. Let's get big beard wang.